I got y'all another one. Yes. Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. My name is JSalty. Don't forget the J, and don't forget to get a little salty. I'm the light-skinned wizard, the light-skinned therapist, the light-skinned Mr. Can Take Your Bitch, and just a light-skinned nigga in general. Today's video, we're gonna be reacting to the art of waiting your turn. So I don't know what's going on with this video, but they do have like some very big people in the thumbnail. So speaking from the thumbnail, probably just gonna talk about how patience can really bring you very far in life, but also waiting until God is ready to give you your blessings by patiently, by patience, understanding, trial, tribulation, and just life in general, man. Life in general, because you never know what your next day is gonna be, to be real honest with you. But hey, you know me, I'm in that same position right now while I'm quietly waiting my turn and waiting for God to bless me while I work hard and grind my videos and my streams for y'all, man. It's all life. It's all love.
People the same age as me in college, they going to parties, they going on trips, they with their friends, they making money. I'm sitting there dead broke, not having fun, not enjoying life. But I just waited my turn. I ain't really complain for real. I just waited my turn.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to my turn, fool. Now look at me, fool. It's people saying that about me now. You feel me?
And wait your mother turn, bro. Your turn gonna come, bro. I promise you. Your turn might not be now. You might not be ready for it now. People be rushing for their turn.
You gotta wait your turn, cause I let a lot of people, pass me, and I was sad. I would get like discouraged. But now that it's my time, I'm like,
if God say it's this time right here, it's gonna happen. But if it ain't your time right now, don't beat yourself up. Just wait your time. Right now, he taking you through some steps that you need to know.
The art of waiting your turn. Most people don't even know how to wait an hour in between goon sessions. There is a lost art known as waiting your turn. Delayed gratification. Staying down until you come up some call it. The whole world, myself included, seem to struggle with this as the days go by and the number of TikToks increase. And,
it's not harder. It's not really that hard. Once you really sit there and understand that, you're just waiting your turn, sometimes it takes you for your turn to happen for you to then understand. But I kind of have that understanding, therefore why I'm patient with whatever goes on when it comes to, the art of waiting my turn. Because I know that God is going to bless me and my peoples and everybody that I care about. So I ain't really complaining. Dude said it himself. You didn't complain. I don't really complain. If I do, it's to myself.
I want to blame it on TikTok since, that's what most of us commentary channels do when there's any problem in today's world. But the truth of the matter is it comes from somewhere deeper. And TikTok honestly just amplifies and exposes this already forsaken reality. Let me explain to y'all the art of waiting your turn. The year was 1984. Before there was Lil Nas X's, there was Dennis Rodman. The NBA was full of coke sniffing, disco dancing, African booty scratcher looking basketball players. Basketball was completely different. Shooting wasn't as important as it is today, and everybody was a force to be reckoned with. Yet at the ripe age of 21, this one young man had the whole league shook. This young man stood out above the rest. He jumped out the gym. He contorted his body in ways others couldn't. It was almost like he was soaring through the air. People feared him despite him not being extremely tall or muscular. That guy's name was John Cena.
Fuck out of here.
No, I'm playing. It was Michael Jordan. All Michael Jordan wanted to do was win games, bets, and more importantly, championships and trophies. His only problem was he was a little undersized muscle-wise, and his teammates were a little booty cheeks. So he needed to learn when to hold the ball and when to pass the ball. So he started working out. He found ways to innovate and become a master of his craft. And he ultimately elevated and became the person he needed to be. And in 1991, years later, he went on to three-peat, winning 3 NBA championships back-to-back, winning finals MVP all 3 times. Took a year off, came back, and did the exact same thing.
I don't think y'all understand, like, especially, imagine being so big that even you can talk to a fucking 10-year-old that don't know jack shit and be like, you know who Michael Jordan is? Yeah, you can go to some random country, talk to like random people. They don't know who Michael Jordan is. That's insane. And then like you got people wearing your shoes, like That's a beautiful thing. That's so fire.
And what always stuck out to me about MJ was that he had to be Michael Jordan, the Black Cat, Air Jordan, for 7 years straight before he even got his first championship. If he would have slacked in that 7-year period or going, I'll just cruise by, as a lot of players do because they get millions of dollars and that's what they've been waiting for their whole life is money. If he would have said, I'm just going to cruise until it's my turn, he would have missed his window. He would have never got a shot at a championship, I'm sure. But he instead gave his all at all times, no matter which game, no matter which practice, no matter who it was, and that's what separated him from everyone else. I feel like in today's world, a lot of people confuse being ready with God being ready. Just because you are ready doesn't mean it's your turn. That's why it's called waiting your turn. Most of us get caught in that your part because we all have a sense of entitlement in that
they think it in the sense of, oh, I just have to sit here and wait for the blessing to come to me, when in reality you have to be able to put in the work before you can sit there and sit there and God will allow you to receive your blessing, when in reality that's not the case. You have to be able to put in that work. There's going to be nights where you can't even sleep. There's going to be nights where you think that this shit's not going to work out, but you got to just keep pushing through until you finally make it. That's when they can say, yeah, God says, here you go, you earned it.
That ends up clouding our judgment and vision. Another big part of waiting your turn is trusting in yourself, because a lot of the times while people are waiting in line for their turn, they end up getting tired of waiting. They try to find somebody farther ahead who got in line earlier, or they just flat out go home and say, I don't even feel like eating no more, I'm gonna just go to the vending machine. And it all stems from a lack of trust in self, because if you trusted in yourself like Michael Jordan, you would be fine waiting 7 years, less or more, because you know you already have it. It just takes its own time to manifest in the physical. And most give up in between this waiting period. One person that did not though, however, is one of our favorite guys to glaze these days, South Carolina's very own Duke Dennis. Shout out, I'm also from South Carolina, so shout out. I see so many people online talk about him like he's an overnight success, and they have some sort of jealousy because they don't have what he has. Little do they know it has nothing to do with the material though. You know, it's like people are in line and they see that he's finally got to the front of the line, he's eating, he has all the most delicious food, and he's getting full, he having a fun time. But little do they know this man was sitting in line before half of us was even born. That is not a joke to say he's old. I know it sounds like that, but genuinely, I was born in 2005. This man was born in 1990 something. So Duke from 2016 all the way up until about 2021 would just stream and upload videos of 2K.
Yo, dude, what's good, dog? This your boy Duke. Dennis, y'all don't even know me yet, but y'all gon' know me.
But he was in the trenches for most of his life and half of his YouTube career.
For me last night to my boy, you ain't the best stretch big. I said, I don't care, but I'm getting you straight green buckets.
Duke at the age of 23 was sleeping on his mom's couch in a beat trailer, no job, no huzz, and to put the cherry on top, he watched his cousin take his last breaths by the hand of another nigga over a misunderstanding.
And then start shooting at me. Me and Dre linked up, bro. And I told Dre, bro, I was like, bro, I said, bro, I think he dead, bro. When I finally get up to him, he laying on his stomach, bro. The nigga shot my cousin in the back, bro.
This was all in the midst of him uploading 2K videos. He literally was the most down bad you could be. L after L. They just kept coming. It seemed like there was nothing good coming for him.
About a month in, I had got my first letter. The letter was from my girlfriend, bro. It's over. I'm in the army. I am sitting here going crazy. I'm like, baby, don't leave. Not when I need you the most. Don't leave, though. You know what I'm saying? Please.
But he kept his eyes focused on his vision. He kept uploading every single day for 2 years straight, no breaks. He continued to wait his turn. I'm sure after all that, he felt like he deserved a break. And to be fair, he did. Like I said, just because you're ready, and even sometimes you think you're ready, that don't mean the universe is ready to give you what it's going
Exactly. Let him finish.
to give you. Dude kept going.
Exactly, though. Like, Duke, he put in that work. He really did put in that work. And now, you know, like, he barely be streaming. But, like, if y'all was there back in the day when he was doing them 2K content, streaming regularly, he was working his ass off. I just love people that really, like, have a dream and really work towards their dream, because a lot of people be chatting. Where my mother?
going, and by 2K19, so that would be late 2018 going on to 2019, he was one of the biggest content creators in the 2K community. But even still, the same way how Michael Jordan made it to the NBA but he didn't get the championships he wanted, it's almost the same story with Duke Dennis, because although he was big in the 2K community, it wasn't nothing like how he is known outside of 2K. People know him for motivational talks, for just looking good, for just getting girls basketball, etc. He was just known specifically for 2K, and on a broad scale, he still wasn't that big until one day he shot that one video with Kai.
When you see a baddie at the party,
They changed my life right there. When I woke up that next morning, I had actresses, WNBA players, female artists, Instagram models, everybody DMing me. No cap.
He waited his turn. This was after a lot of people would have got complacent because they already felt like they made it. He already made it out the hood. He already was touching 100K a month, but he still kept going because the mission wasn't over. And look at him now, to having no car, being cheated on, feeling ugly, being broke. After waiting your turn, all the curses would then turn into gifts. Everything he went through prepared him for what was coming towards him. But you also realize,
was that the clip that blew? I thought it was the one where he was on the phone with a girl and he did like the little wave shit. I thought that was the viral clip. I might be tripping.
Since you just kept your head down and you kept going, you kept working, you don't even realize how long, however long it is that it takes you to get to where you're going, because you were just so in love with the process and the journey. If you don't prepare yourself to receive what you have, if you don't suffer, then you're not going to be able to appreciate your gifts and what God has blessed upon you.
Going to work, I'm getting off, I'm working on myself. Going to work, getting off, working on myself. I'm grinding 2K.
I can barely hear it.
You know what I'm saying? 2K17.
Don't think it's just me, chat.
2K19, 2K20. Hey, I went hard. Now I'm in a position. Look where I'm at. Look what we doing. Look at my life right now. It might not happen overnight. You know what I'm saying? It might take 5 months, 6 months, 8 months, a year, 2 years. It might take a little long. But that's how you really know who want it.
I remember I heard somebody say that God is delayed gratification and the devil is instant gratification. And ultimately, the universe,
I still believe that. I ain't gonna lie, I do believe it. Depends though.
Test you before it gives you what you want, to make sure you learned all the lessons, to not only make.
Because if y'all look at Speed, that nigga Speed grew fast, but like that's somebody that got quick gratification. Speed is still like this. He's still growing, and it's a blessing. I feel like he was destined for that.
Maintain what you get, but again, to appreciate it. And this is normally what gets a lot of people a lot of the times. Right when all they gotta do is dig one more inch into the ground to get the gold, they give up. Or they take the temptation from the guy saying, yo, come this way, I found a little bit of gold over here. Instead of just focusing on this one wall right here, you just dig one more inch deeper. The gold's right there, but you let somebody come and take you. Yo, come on, bro, I got a job for you, bro. I know you're broke right now. Come, bro, I got this job for you. You let your parents, you let everybody else, you let all these voices, this temptation stop you when you're this shy of getting what you want. It low-key.
And it sucks, bro. Like, this shit is so crazy how like it can be your closest people that really sit there and try to bring you down. People really be out here trying to say that they care about you, love you, they want the best for you, but they're like that until you move past them. Because once you move past them, then that's when they sit there and now all of a sudden talking shit, being an a-hole, all this bullshit. It's so dumb. Word of my mother.
It reminds me of the 2016 XXL freshman class. I remember when they first came out, them as a whole, the hip hop world collectively really just hated them. You know, they were different. They called them the mumble rappers, or they said they were a little too feminine, like, you know, Uzi, and just all these things because they went against traditionally what was. They essentially were trying to gatekeep them from entering the hip hop sphere because they were in fear of them ruining it, when realistically they were just changing and evolving the rap game. A lot of your modern day rappers today were heavily inspired and influenced by them. If they didn't kick the door open, it's a good chance that most artists today wouldn't even be around. And that was the temptation, the instant gratification. Because they could have let the noise win, taken that and got instant validation from the OGs, the fans, the charts, the money, the success. And some did do that. They did whatever all the, you know, white viewers and the consumers wanted to hear, like a Lil Pump who did whatever.
Why you gotta single out like white viewers and shit? Like, why can't you just say like people? Like, I would still say the same thing if you said black viewers, Spanish viewers. Like, I'm mixed, bro. So like, I feel like that was a very unnecessary comment. not on no race thing. I feel like you could have said people.
Everybody else wanted to see, instead of evolving and finding his own sound over time. But look at how far their careers went over the 2016 XXL freshmen, who came up at the exact same time as them. Although at first it looked like a failure and it was extremely painful being them at that time, it was essentially an uphill battle. The war was ultimately won. They waited their turn, and that's why we still know their names today and cop their music. Wait your turn. Stop looking at everybody else's plate or getting angry because you see everybody else eating. Don't let the hunger trick you out your spot, because not only will somebody else take your spot as soon as you leave it, but trust me when I say you will look back and realize that if you would have just waited a little bit longer, it would have been your turn.
Exactly. That's listen, that's all you gotta do at the end of the day. I see there's a second video. If y'all want me to react to that second video, get this video to 10 likes. Y'all feel me? But back to what I was saying, y'all don't really understand that all it takes is patience, dedication, no motivation, because you can't just derive off motivation. You gotta be dedicated to what you want to do, driven, even when motivation is out the window. Listen, I say this a lot in my videos, but listen, chat, I'm gonna be making an impact. I'm gonna become one of the biggest people in the world. My name is JSalty. Don't forget the J, and don't forget to get a little salty. If you don't know me, now you know me.
Alright, free all baby, man. This one from the heart. My day ones are angels, 120 degrees and threes work all angles. My brother died early, got his halo. My name is sex and then I can't go.